Another drop back pass. Launches the ball. Randy Moss has him beat. That is a long 76-yard touchdown for Jacksonville. Rookie wide receiver Randy Moss shows who is the boss. But Randy Moss, check him out. 3 receptions, 101 yards with a 76-yard catch and 1 touchdown. In week 1 of the 3rd season for Any Given Weekday football, the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that went 4-13 the year before, found their greatest prize in a disaster. The first overall pick in the 1998 draft, which they used to acquire Randy Moss. Coming into 1998, the Miami Dolphins were the defending champions. Marshall Faulk, the reigning Offensive Player of the Year, was the engine. Kerry was a pilot at quarterback, and Sharpe was the force to be reckoned with. After back-to-back Super Bowl appearances in 1996 and 1997, everybody assumed that they'd be right back for a 3rd try. But in Jacksonville, something different was brewing. Play action pass, sacked, and he fumbles. A penalty is getting called, but this one might get ran back. Porcher runs it in for a touchdown. They ran a play action, but Bobby Taylor came through and strip sacked Kerry Collins. And it is a holding penalty. Holding offense. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Jaguars getting ready to drop 8 as they only rush 3. Dump it off to their tight end who fumbles. Oh my gosh, Teddy Fumble Brewski hits their running back and makes him fumble. Bam! Popped that ball right out like a... I don't even want to say it. It's very inappropriate, but he popped it out. This one is going to be a 3rd and 1 from the 11-yard line, and they run a QB sneak. Steve McNair runs his own version of a tush push. Talk about a sneak deke. They come out in shotgun formation. Steve McNair feeling pressure, and he gets sacked for a safety. Dolphins help out their offense by getting 2 points added on the board, dropping that 16-point lead down to 14. Willie McGinnis getting credit on that sack. Steve McNair felt the pressure, tried to run and throw. Not much after Willie McGinnis came right through, humming. Kerry Collins rolls out on a play-action pass, hits Marvin Harrison, who gets popped. That's Darren Sharper. That's the hardest-hitting safety in the league, number 42, Darren Sharper. As they do, they send a safety. There is an open zone on the left side of the field, but instead he throws it down the middle. Oh, my gosh. Touchdown by Joey Galloway. One-handed with a defender hitting his back. I've never seen anything like this. That is insane. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? As they go for 2, play action, dump it off in the middle, and they get it. If they score again, they likely win this game. Oh my gosh. We have ourselves a game. As the punt gets off, and it's sent out of bounds at the 31. A terrible punt from the Jaguars. Kerry Collins and the offense has 1 drive left on the season to show why they were Super Bowl champions. No matter the result, they did win in 1997, but let's see if they could back it up. Another drop back pass, 2nd and 10 from the 31. Throws it down the middle. Shannon Sharpe, who gets smacked, but not after getting the 1st down. Motion right by their tight end, Shannon. Dump it off to Shannon, who gets the 1st down. Ooh. Come on, Skip. As he just got popped. Kerry throws it. Almost picked off. Bobby Taylor is running all over the place. These safeties are scary. This game is on the line. Only 32 seconds left as they motion Marshall Faulk into blocking. Dump it off, and a lineman, instead of trying to get the interception, he just swats it out. Drop back pass. Kerry getting ready. Trying to find a receiver. He doesn't find anything. He decides to run it. He hesitates and has to slide. 4th and 6 from the 29-yard line. 16 seconds, 15, 14, 13, 12. This game is on the line. Motion from Marvin Harrison. They don't have any urgency. Another play-action pass. The pressure is right there. He gets sacked. That's the game. Oh, my gosh. What a terrible sense of urgency from the Dolphins. Jaguars take down the Super Bowl champions in a game where they hung their banner. Wasn't enough. 23-17. Week 1 was over. The defending champions lost at home on banner night in their own building. Randy Moss finished with 6 catches and 116 yards in his Any Given Weekday debut, and the league now had a new problem. While Jacksonville was making noise in the AFC for the first 4 weeks of the season, Miami regrouped. By week 4, they were 3-1, and rolling into Nashville was something to prove. Tennessee were 1-3, led by a rookie quarterback named Matt Hasselbeck, a 30-year-old defensive tackle in John Randall, and a 35-year-old wide receiver Jerry Rice, who'd been traded 3 times in 2 years and looking for one last run at a Super Bowl. Miami, they had Marshall Faulk. There's another handoff to Marshall Faulk, who splits right through the middle, has the blocker, and that's going to go for a long 51-yard touchdown. Miami go right on the board. Marshall Faulk giddying up, showing how to be a real cowboy out here in Tennessee. Don't even know if they do Cowboys, but I know what they do a lot. They drink, and they have a good time. Handoff to Marshall Faulk, who gets popped by John Randall. Legendary defensive tackle right there. Look at that run stuff. Bam! Came right through. Shift. Bam! I want a hamburger. You're gonna get all the burgers you want. As they come on another 3 lineman stunt, and they blitz a linebacker again. Screen pass to Marshall Faulk, and Marshall Faulk is gonna get all of the yards and more. Touchdown! Miami gets 2 touchdowns, both to their versatile running back Marshall Faulk. Has 1 rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown as well. 3rd and 19 for a full 50-yard touchdown. Another drop-back pass hits up his wide receiver, Jerry Rice, 35-year-old, still adding on stats to his Hall of Fame career in 1998. Drop back. Screen pass. They got a touchdown on the last screen after a mean block. Did you guys see that? He just got killed. In the meantime, 5 yards behind, handoff to Marshall Faulk, who splits right through the defense. 1 person to beat, and he gets past them. Touchdown again. Marshall Faulk has a hat trick. 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. Looking, surveying downfield, eyes up, he launches it, has a receiver, he thinks, oh! Looking for a receiver again, launches it up in, who is this to? Jerry Rice, who launches the defender! His feet wasn't in! Oh no! Oh my gosh! They can't challenge it. Oh my gosh. I'm at a loss of words. Jerry Rice had that one, as he does throw it up again just for a Hail Mary. And it's bobbled, but a pass interference might give them another chance. Oh my gosh. They get to throw the ball again. Walt Harris pass interfered, so they get the ball at the 1-yard line. They'll just take the field goal. Matt Hasselbeck and company brought themselves within 11 points. Marshall Faulk has a hat trick. But Jerry Rice, talk about that touchdown that got called out of bounds at the end of the game. Crazy. Kerry Collins has 184 yards on 15 attempts, 1 touchdown. Hasselbeck has 92 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Marshall Faulk has 162 yards himself, 3 touchdowns on the day. So Jerry Rice had a crazy turn of events last season. He was traded away from the San Francisco 49ers, went to the Eagles, and then got traded away from the Eagles to the Chargers, and Corey Dillon takes this run for a long 10 yards. Titans was able to work a deal and get Jerry Rice from the Chargers and bring him over to Tennessee. Got a veteran discount. 2nd and 5 from the 7-yard line, dumps it off to Jerry Rice, who gets in for the touchdown. Talk about a veteran payday. Jerry Rice puts Tennessee back in striking range. Hasselbeck delivers. And Titans decide to go for 2. Hand off to the fullback. Fullback runs right in. They thought it was going to be a toss. Nope. Gotcha. So now the Dolphins only lead by 3 against the 1-3 Tennessee Titans. I told you this team has heart. Hasselbeck is commanding his offense. Check out this melanated version of Matt Hasselbeck as he feels pressure. Heads it off to tight end Tony Gonzalez, who breaks tackles, getting the touchdown. Pinballing. Bam, bam, bam. Touchdown from Tony Gonzalez. Trailing by 3, they have all 3 timeouts. The Dolphins has the game in their hands. Can they seal it? Oh my gosh. This is a legit legacy drive right here. He drops back. Field in the... Looking at the field. Feels pressure and fumbles it. Oh, that's game. And a fumble for 6. Just when his hopes was high, he fumbles the ball. Say goodbye. If you left the stadium, you didn't leave for nothing. It was due time. 4-man rush from the Dolphins. Does it get there? It does. And another strip sack. As that ends the game. On Monday Night Primetime, Matt Hasselbeck couldn't do it. Falls short. A 14-point win over the Tennessee Titans, 39-25. Marshall Faulk dismantled the Titans, finishing with 163 yards on the ground, 3 catches for 88 yards receiving, and 3 touchdowns. The reigning Offensive Player of the Year was making his case to repeat 1 hat trick at a time. Out west, something strange was happening in San Francisco. The 49ers drafted Peyton Manning 3rd overall, a rookie quarterback with no real weapons, and paired with Coach Harris. Rumors started surfacing that Peyton Manning wasn't listening to his coach. He was calling his own audibles, going for it on 4th down, ignoring the headsets on the sidelines. Green Bay came into San Francisco with a 4-1 record and had a vetted offense with Brett Favre, Terrell Davis, and Tim Brown, and everything was clicking. First and 10 from the 16-yard line. Packers hand it off to Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis splits right through the middle, trucking number 29 on the defense, taking this run a good 21 yards on the first carry of the day. First and goal, 4-yard line. Terrell Davis, easy. Touchdown. Green Bay. First drive of the game, Terrell Davis slices, dices, and cuts right through the middle of the 49ers. 84 yards in 2 minutes and 44 seconds is all the Packers needed. Peyton Manning has 1,281 yards and 13 touchdowns on the year, 64 completion percentage from the rookie quarterback. Now remember, the 49ers did trade away Jerry Rice, and unfortunately they don't have much to replace him with, as they dump it off to a screen pass to Jerome Bettis, who trucks a defender. Screen pass. Touchdown. Peyton Manning gets a touchdown against the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Bailey, the receiver, they score. Junior Seau is a hard-hitting linebacker. You got to be careful trying to run with him as they run a blitz, leaving Tim Brown wide open in the middle as he races away. No one's catching him. Touchdown. Green Bay. They blitzed and they paid for it. You got to be careful when you send those cover 1 blitzes. No one is going to catch that man as the safety just stood there watching him. Cheese yellow, looking like lightning. Peyton Manning leads the league in passing touchdowns. Check out that rookie, as we got Cordell Stewart second, has 11 touchdowns. Drew Bledsoe third. Steve McNair is fourth. And Brett Favre is fifth with 10 touchdowns. Motion out from Jerome Bettis. Peyton looks downfield, hits his running back, who trucks number 33. Oh my gosh, 34 was angry and tried to get a little payback on that tackle, but the damage has already been done. Demoralizing. Another motion from that offensive lineman. They hand it off to Jerome Bettis again, who gets popped by Cortez Kennedy. Literally pins Jerome Bettis' head top back. Bam. Ooh, put him right on his asthma attack. Hand it off to Jerome Bettis again. They said, go for it. If you want to try to embarrass me, let's do it again. As he plows through the defense, getting the first down. Drop back pass. Peyton Manning dumps it off to his running back for the screen. Trucks one defender, getting tackled at the 2-yard line. As 49ers decide to come out in empty formation, they're going to go for it. We're not taking a field goal. We're trying to go for 6. As he finds a receiver, easily, wide open. Conwell, touchdown. There's rumors that this rookie is calling plays himself. He's not even listening to the coach. Apparently, Coach Harris sucks. That's what he told him. They wouldn't be 4-1 if Coach Harris was calling plays. Instead, Peyton Manning is calling them, and he's dicing up the Packers' defense. Can their field goal kicker make it from this far? Is this going to be a 48-yard kick? Lifts it up and short. 49ers get ready to return it. Aaron Glenn. Oh my gosh, Aaron Glenn takes the missed kick. He's taking a missed field goal all the way back for a touchdown. The 49ers get themselves a gift right before halftime. Aaron Glenn runs 108 yards for a touchdown. For the 35, Levi Stadium is rocking right now as they get a strip sack fumble. Jason Taylor is going to return this. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, he dives in. Big man gets a touchdown. The special teams and defense is coming clutch for the 49ers right now. A strip sack by Bryant Young, and Jason Taylor runs it all the way back, dives. 49ers are going crazy. 3rd and goal from the 2. 49ers look like they're sending pressure. Brett Favre senses it. Changing his blocking assignment. Hits his tight end Ben Coates for a touchdown. 49ers blitzed. Packers hits up the empty zones where the blitzing linebackers were coming out of. They sent 6 and they paid for it. Across the pylon. They hand it off again as he runs outside and gets the touchdown. 27-28 right now. After this PAT is going to be tie game and looking like overtime territory. The line of scrimmage. Peyton Manning getting ready. Gets sacked. Peyton Manning is sacked, and why did the 49ers call timeout? It's 3rd and 16. You're at your side of the 50. You call timeout, you're helping the Packers out. If you don't convert this, you just gave the game away. Peyton Manning looking downfield, launches it. Jerome Bettis steps out of bounds. They called timeout, and then they stepped out of bounds. The Packers might have just lucked themselves in. Coach Harris has no coaching awareness. He called timeout on 2nd down. He could have just let the clock run. Instead, Antonio Freeman gets the ball, and he runs it all the way 63 yards for a touchdown. Oh my gosh. Packers come away with the win. 49ers sail Coach B, make them pay for it. Oh, no. Yeah. Antonio Freeman takes the slant, has a linebacker on him. 49ers is tripping. They just sold the game. Coaches like that, they're your worst enemy. And it's swatted away. Packers survive, winning against the 49ers. They spotted them 14 points with a strip sack and a 108-yard missed field goal attempt that went for a touchdown. The 49ers was like, no, we didn't deserve it. Let's give it back to them. Gave the game away. You got sacked on 2nd and 10, making it 3rd and 16, and you call timeout right there? You deserve to lose. The 49ers completely gave this game away, using a timeout that didn't need to be called. Manning played one of his best games of the season, was 22 years old, calling his own plays and putting up numbers nobody expected. The defense made 2 of the biggest plays of the year, and Coach Harris, he sold the plot. But that's a story for another season. Today belonged to Green Bay. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, the Rams were building something special. Cordell Stewart was finding his game in St. Louis, which was elevated by the help of Emmitt Smith, who was running through anything that breathed air, and also backed by a defense that sent messages through their weekly play. 3rd and 9, Cordell feeling pressure, runs, evades a couple of defenders, running upfield, splitting away, getting tackled at the 2-yard line. Single back formation, Cordell hands it off to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith runs up middle, stiff arm in number 99. Getting in for an easy touchdown. St. Louis putting the team on their back. I put on for my city. St. Louis. Drop back pass. Finds a receiver, number 87, Muhsin Muhammad. Takes the drag for a touchdown. The defender didn't even see him, because he was looking for the running back out of the backfield. Muhammad gets an easy touchdown. 1st and 10. Quick screen pass. Boom! He fumbled. Junior Seau destroys the wide receiver as he tries to get a bubble screen. He's going to feel that one tomorrow. I feel sorry for that little fella. Calvin Williams gets popped by Junior Seau. That's a 1997 Madden Bowl hit stick. Over. Gets ready to throw it. Set. It's strip fumble. Peter Boulware. He had a sack earlier and a deflected pass over Jerome Bettis, and he runs it to the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Peter Boulware getting it on for the St. Louis Rams. Rams score on a strip sack. Cut the lights off for San Fran. San Francisco 49ers getting hurt. 35-21 victory by St. Louis. Woo! St. Louis was 9-1. Emmitt Smith was showing why he was a dominant pillar in the NFC. Junior Seau was destroying people, but bound to a 5-5 record team that was struggling to find his identity. And Peter Boulware was the captain of a defense that scored touchdowns from turnovers. One team stood between them and the number 1 seed in the NFC, and the record would be set straight by this matchup in Green Bay. The 9-1 St. Louis Rams facing off against the 9-1 Green Bay Packers. Whichever team wins this matchup is likely the number 1 seed in the NFC. Brett Favre, the reigning league MVP, had thrown 18 touchdowns and 1 interception all season long. Just 1. He was safe, he was efficient, and he was making his case for his 3rd straight MVP. And then St. Louis came to his house. I dropped the, snap, a quick pass and intercepted. Brett Favre throws a pick immediately, and it goes back for 6. St. Louis Rams. Touchdown, Sam Garnes. That's a sophomore cornerback who gets a pick 6 after Brett Favre lofted it up. Thought he had his receiver and overthrew Hines Ward. Brett Favre looking downfield, throws his 2nd interception. Caught by cornerback Troy Vincent, who's running to the end zone, getting ready to celebrate with his team. Brett Favre, he had 1 interception on the year, 18 touchdowns. In this game, he thrown 2. So 18-3 on the year already. Quarterback, 3rd and 9 for the 15-yard line. 5-man rush. Pressure gets through. The defender gets choked. Calvin Williams. Brett Favre seeing this 4-man rush. Another interception, as that one could have gone for 6, but Sam Garnes just takes his 2nd one of the day and sits down. Woo! Check out this Rams defense, as they're causing their turnovers left and right, snagging them like a bag of candy from a bad kid on Halloween. 14 instead of 10 if they can score a touchdown. As a quick screen pass. Has open field. Terrell Davis trucks a defender. Steps up, getting smacked by Michael Strahan. KOCO. Cordell and Co. fielding the ball from the 36-yard line. Emmitt Smith runs right up the middle. Uh-oh! He's got all day. One person to beat. He beats him. Touchdown! Oh, no. 64-yard rushing touchdown for the St. Louis Rams. Emmitt Smith calls the lights. Day in, night, whatever you want to call it. He was the electrician that came in the house and shut the power off. As he cuts the lights off in Lambeau Field, it's bye-bye time. Take this one to the chin. Get ready to come back in the playoffs. As he throws a fourth one. Oh, my gosh. Virgil Green hauls in a fourth interception. Brett Favre is sending in applications to Subway because he's throwing meatball marinaras, half-cooked, half-cut, foot-longs, all the above. Cordell drops back, 3rd and 14, launches it upfield, has a receiver. It's caught. Oh, my gosh. Calvin Williams gets the fade. Touchdown, St. Louis. Woo! Cordell put the air on that ball. He lobbed that one up right in the bucket. Beautiful. Quick pass. Intercepted. The 5th of the day. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. The 5th interception, 3rd by quarterback Sam Garnes. He's getting a holiday season package. As we're getting close to Christmas, he hauls this one in. He must have been good this year. Holly jolly. That is a game. 35-14 by the LA Rams. They put a beating on them. I don't know if you guys ever got popped by your grandma, but I remember one time when I was a kid, my grandma said, "Come here, little boy." Brought that belt out, had the studs on it. That's what the Rams did. They brought the studded belt out today as Brett Favre was throwing picks left and right, handing off sub sandwiches. Full meatball subs is what he was throwing. Anyway, St. Louis Rams is your #1 seed. 5 interceptions. Brett Favre in his own building. A sophomore backup cornerback named Sam Garnes picked him off 3 times. Emmitt Smith ran through the Packers like they weren't even there. And the Rams were now your #1 seed in the NFC. And somewhere in Green Bay, Brett Favre was ducked off, watching film, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. While the NFC was sorting itself out, Miami just kept winning. Week 11 in Philadelphia, the Eagles talked a big game, but the Dolphins brought a dog that was hungry and ready to eat. Miami, singleback formation, runs with Marshall Faulk, who gets right through. All of the defenders on the Eagles defensive line ran right past him. If they thought it was another play action, Marshall Faulk, easy, gets his 2nd touchdown of the day, 21 skunk. Philadelphia Eagles are getting destroyed. At the beginning of the game, the Eagles were all hyped because they saw a Dolphins fan get knocked out by a couple of Eagles fans. But instead, Shannon Sharpe is knocking out a bunch of the Eagles defenders as he trucks Deion Sanders for a primetime play, putting him on his butt. Marshall Faulk has 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kerry Collins 173. The Eagles offense just none. QB rushing leader Drew Bledsoe's #1. Jake Plummer is #2. We got Steve McNair featured for this defense. Mind you, they got Mike Vrabel from the Eagles. And I know the Eagles have to be scratching their head, wondering why do we send them there? And we just made this team better. With the performance put on by this Dolphins today, they're likely going to come out and hand it off to Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk, 36 yards on the first play. That was almost a 90-yard rushing touchdown. I was about to lose my marbles. As this Eagles fan is going to go hide in the nest, he's embarrassed. Oh my gosh, Eagles mascot is horrified. Get me out of here. Shay, have a day. Look at this touchdown. Ugh. Come on, boy. If you think you're going to stop me, you need to be better than that. My name's Shannon Sharpe. My big brother, he a Hall of Famer. He should have been Hall of Famer before me. but instead, I'm gonna be the Hall of Famer first. When the 1998 regular season ended, the awards told the story. Steve McNair, league MVP, Jacksonville's 25-year-old quarterback who guided a 4-13 team to the top of the AFC with an offense that made every defense pay. Emmitt Smith, the Offensive Player of the Year, came to St. Louis and turned the Rams into the NFC's most dangerous team. John Randall was awarded the Defensive Player of the Year. Tennessee's defensive tackle made life miserable for every offensive line he faced. This man was granted a hamburger every single time he got a sack, and he led all defensive tackles with 13 of them. Tim DeWhite was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He also helped contribute to the Rams' #1 seeded season. Leonard Little, Miami's pass rusher, was awarded the Defensive Rookie of the Year. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and as we look onward towards the playoffs, the Jaguars, Ravens, Titans, and Dolphins will be teams featured in the AFC bracket, whereas the Rams, Packers, Eagles, and 49ers are on the NFC. 8 teams facing off from one Lombardi.